If you have ever looked at the USD JPY chart and thought, why is this chart not moving? Or how come the prices just spiked? I looked away a few hours ago. Well, you are not trading the wrong pair, and you are definitely not alone. When it comes to USD JPY trading and Forex trading as a whole, timing is everything. So yeah, you might have the best strategies, clean setups, and perfect indicators, but if you are trading when the market is asleep, you might just be stuck watching price move sideways or get caught in fake out. This is particularly true with USD JPY, one of the most traded currency pairs in the world. This pair does not move all the time, but when it does, it moves fast. And as a resident of South Africa, your time zone gives you an advantage if only you know when to show up. In this video, I will walk you through why timing matters in USD JPY trading, the best hours to catch real movement in South Africa, which news event makes the biggest impact, and a few tools that can help you stop trading blindly. If you're a beginner in Forex trading and you are looking to trade USD JPY, this video will be helpful to you as it will help you cut through the noise and trade smartly. But just before we talk about timing, let's be sure that we understand the pair we are talking about. So let's break down USD JPY. USD JPY is a currency pair that compares the US dollar with the Japanese yen. And here's why this currency pair is important. First, it is the second most traded pair in the world after Euro USD. It has high liquidity, which means tighter spread and lower cost. It often respects technical levels well, making it great for chart readers. It reacts to economic news, which creates opportunities for big moves. Now let's also see what moves USD JPY. The price of USD JPY is greatly influenced by the US economic data, that is job reports like the NFP, the non-farm payrolls, the inflation report, Fed interest rate decisions, GDP and retail sales. USD JPY is also influenced by the Japanese policies and the actions of the Bank of Japan. Now you want to keep in mind that Japan is known for having ultra low interest rates and interventions. So any policy change can shock the market, especially during Tokyo hours. Another factor that makes the USD Japanese yen pair move is market sentiment and appetite. When investors are nervous or there is tension, investors usually buy yen because they consider it a safe haven. But when the market is calm, they buy US dollar to make some profit. Now, here's a tip you want to keep in mind as a beginner in Forex trading. When the US dollar is strong, expect the USD JPY pair price to go up. And when the Japanese yen is strong, that is during periods of maybe tension or global fear, expect the USD JPY pair to go down. That's the price of the USD JPY pair to go down. You don't necessarily need to be an economist. However, understanding the basics can help you make smart trading decisions. So now that you've understood what moves the USD JPY pair, let's quickly see the Forex trading sessions using South African time. The Forex market is open 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. However, not all currency pair prices are moving all 24 hours, especially when it comes to USD JPY. As you should already know, the Forex market is divided into 4 major trading sessions, and we are going to be discussing these 4 trading sessions using South African time, like I said. So first, we have the Tokyo session. This session starts by 2 a.m. and closes by 11 a.m. in South Africa. This is the Japanese market, and you will see yen-related moves during this time. USD JPY can start moving here if the Bank of Japan is speaking, there's economic news like inflation, GDP or trade balance, or other geopolitical news from Asia. But overall, this session is slower unless there is news. The next session is the London session. This session starts by 9 a.m. and closes by 6 p.m. This is when Europe is active. While London impacts pairs like Euro USD more, USD JPY can still move, especially when it overlaps with Tokyo or New York session. It is a decent time to trade, but not the strongest for this pair alone. So if you are looking to trade currency pairs like Euro USD or other pairs that contain euro, the London session may be a good time to trade. However, if you are only looking to trade USD JPY, the London session may not give you the best opportunities for trading this particular currency pair. Now, the next session we have is the New York session, which starts by 3 p.m. in South Africa and closes by 11 p.m. This is the main event for USD JPY. The US dollar comes alive during the session. We notice an increase in volume, so there are more traders buying and selling, so there's volatility. And most economic reports drop by 2:30 p.m. to 4:30 p.m. in South Africa. And if you trade USD JPY, this may just be the golden window. The next session we have is the London and New York session overlap, which starts by 3 p.m. and closes by 6 p.m. in South Africa. During this 3 hours overlap, Europe is finishing and US is getting started. We see an increase in volume, spread is tighter, and breakouts are cleaner. If you are in South Africa and you only trade one session per day, this is the session you may want to consider. Now that you know when the different sessions are alive, let's see the best time to trade USD JPY. The first best time to trade USD JPY is during the overlap between the London and the New York session, which starts by 3 p.m. and closes by 6 p.m. in South Africa. And this is one of the best times because US traders are entering the market. Economic news is being released and volume is high, so there's high liquidity. Breakouts during this session are usually clean and they continue for hours. If you're a 9-to-5 worker and mostly trade for few hours during the day, this may be a good window for you, particularly because it starts by late afternoon and lasts till early evenings. So you are just done from work and you can quickly, look at the chart, place trades, and after which, rest for the day. The next best time to trade USD JPY is between 2:30 p.m. to 3 p.m. in South Africa. A lot of US data drops by 2:30, like the non-farm payrolls, the NFP, the CPI for inflation, unemployment claims, and retail sales. And this 30 minutes pre-market window is ideal for setting up breakout trades, watching price reaction to news, and avoiding jumping in blindly. Now, the third best time to trade USD JPY in South Africa is the early Tokyo session that starts by 2 a.m. in the morning and lasts through 5 a.m. in the morning. Now, obviously, this session is not for everyone, but if you're a night owl or you want to catch the market early, then the Tokyo session may offer some opportunities, especially if there is Bank of Japan press release, Japanese inflation or GDP news, or safe haven rush like global tension. The moves during this session are slower, but they are clean and they are good for slow and low stress trades. Now let's see the news events that move the USD JPY pair. The USD JPY pair reacts strongly to economic news, especially news from the United States and Japan. However, they may also react to news from other countries in Asia and Europe. So let's break down which news actually matters and when to be on the lookout for this news in South Africa. First, let's see the US news to watch. And before we continue, please note that all of the time being used in this video are in South African time. That's South African Standard Time, GMT +2. So this video is for you, residents of South Africa. So back to the US news. News from the United States Move USD. And because USD is one of the pairs in USD JPY, it moves USD JPY by extension. First, we have the non-farm payrolls. This news is usually released on the first Friday of every month by 2:30 p.m. South African Standard Time. Whenever the non-farm payrolls is released, you may notice 50 to 100 pip moves within minutes. Now, the next news to be on the lookout for is the Consumer Price Index. That's the inflation data, CPI. This news is released monthly, usually between 2:30 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. South African time, so be on the lookout for it. You want to keep in mind that the US Fed watches closely for the CPI report. And when there's high inflation, you can expect increase in interest rates. And when there's increase in interest rates, you expect a strong USD. And when you expect a strong USD, what do? You buy the USD JPY pair. So the next US news you want to be on the lookout for is the Federal Reserve rate decisions and FOMC statement. This news is typically released by 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. South African time, and it's a high impact news event with big reactions. And the next set of reports you want to be on the lookout for are retail sales, GDP, and unemployment claims, often released between 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. South African time. So now that you know when these reports are released in the United States, if you are somebody who has a good risk management strategy, you are able to trade volatility, and you are good with fundamental analysis, you can take advantage of this window and, maybe catch good price movements. But if you're a beginner and you do not have a solid risk management strategy and you are not good with understanding fundamental analysis, please, you can also consider sitting this period out, because like we said, you can expect significant price move during this session. And if you don't know how to trade it properly, you can experience massive losses. So please, going forward, let's quickly talk about the Japanese news you want to be on the lookout for. In South Africa, news from Japan are mostly released in the midnight. That's during the Tokyo session. Now, the first news from Japan you want to be on the lookout for is the Bank of Japan rate decisions or press conferences, usually released by 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. South African time. Next, you want to be on the lookout for the Japanese Consumer Price Index data reports, GDP, and trade balance, usually released by 2:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. South African time. Now, just to help you understand how these news releases impact USD JPY prices, let's quickly see the reaction on the chart on the 6th of June when the US non-farm payrolls was released. So the US Bureau of Labor Statistics reported on Friday, 6th June, that the non-farm payroll in the United States rose by 139,000 in May, and this was higher than the expected 130,000. And on the chart, we see reaction. Now, as a result of the non-farm payroll data, we see a steady increase in the price of USD JPY between 230 in South Africa to 330. This is to show that because buyers anticipated that increase, everybody was already prepared and have set to go long, that's to buy. And when the data was released and their expectations was exceeded, we see people buying. And during the New York session, we mostly just see the market ranging because immediately the news was released, buyers or traders have already taken advantage of the expected increase in price. So there you have it. By now, you should know the best time to trade USD JPY and the news reports that you want to be on the lookout for if you are somebody who trades USD JPY. So very quickly, let's see some tools that can help you, know the best times to trade as well. Now, first, you want to use an economic calendar. An economic calendar is a tool that shows you all the reports from different countries that may be impacting the Forex market. And if you are looking for a news or economic calendar to make use of, you can obviously make use of the economic calendar on mytradingland.com. For those of you who are signed in already, you should be using the calendar for free. And if you are not yet signed in, just visit mytradingland.com. It is absolutely free. And aside from our news or economic calendar, we also have other useful tools or features like the community feature that helps you interact with other traders, the Forex session tabs that helps you stay updated and to know which market session is currently in play. This will be very helpful for you to determine the best time to trade as well. The next tool you can make use of is the price alert tool. Now, platforms like MT4, MT5, even TradingView, and most of your trading apps from brokers allow you to set price alerts. So once price gets to a particular point, you are alerted, so you can choose to enter or exit a trade. This way, when you make use of price alert tools, you don't have to stare at the chart 24/7. You can just go ahead with other activities of your life. And when price gets interesting, when price gets to the point that you're interested in, you show up and make trading decisions. I really hope that you found this video helpful, and I hope that we have been able to answer your question. That's when is the best time to trade USD JPY in South Africa. If this video has been helpful to you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and of course, subscribe to this channel and leave comments so let's know how you feel or what your thoughts are about the video. And if there are topics that you want us to make, just leave it as a comment in the description below. Thank you.